Ladies and gentlemen, finally, the very last update of Fortnite Chapter 5 officially released yesterday. And at first, it seemed like this update didn't really add anything important at all, as there were no major map changes or new skins added. It was actually the most important update in all of Chapter 5, adding not just the end of Chapter live event that we'll be explaining right here in this video, but also literally every single thing we could possibly want to know about the next season, Chapter 2 Remix, even including the official Battle Pass. And you'll see every single tier before this video's over. But first, if you don't hit the thumbs up button on this video, exactly 111 days whenever you log on to Fortnite, this'll happen. No! If you do hit the thumbs up button on this video, exactly 111 days when you log on to Fortnite, this will be waiting for you. Choice is all yours, so choose carefully. If you want to go the extra mile to support the channel, just head on over to the item shop and input my code HOMAGAMESYT. But ladies and gentlemen, we've wasted way too much time. The very final update of Chapter 5 released yesterday, and we have so much stuff to talk about, including showcasing every single Chapter 2 Remix Battle Pass tier. Let's get into it. Super quickly, before we showcase the Chapter 2 Remix Battle Pass, first things first, just like the end of Chapter 3 where we got the Fracture live event, the end of Chapter 4 where we got the Big Bang event, Chapter 5 will also conclude with our biggest live event of the chapter, and we'll make all of the mini events we received at the end of each season look absolutely pathetic. You remember during our last live event where we got to fight against and defeat Dr. Doom? The entire live event took place at two main locations. First one being right outside of Reckless Railways where the live event countdown and rip beacons were, the second being the dried up pond in the middle of the island that served as the battlefield. Well, this live event will obviously be beginning at the Ruined Reels location, not just because this is where you're able to find the live event countdown, but also because all of the Fortnitemares Halloween decorations that used to be here have now been removed, with the exception of one single thing, being this rip beacon. It's actually way more important than any of us ever could have imagined. Let me explain. I want you to notice that this rip beacon is pointed directly at the dormant Titan hand. We all remember spawned in at the end of Season 1 with Pandora's box in hand. All of that was summoned by Hope's sister Valeria after doing a ton of research into this book left behind by her grandfather. However, since this book was introduced, two of the images seemed totally random and had no real explanation, but the new update finally revealed the truth. It all starts off with the rip beacon pointed directly at the Titan. Obviously, this is Epic Games teasing its return during the live event. But not just that, players have noticed that ever since Chapter 5 first released, scattered across the island, you're actually able to find a ton of these massive Titan-sized weapons. So during the live event, once the Titan that was trapped inside of Pandora's box once again comes to life, not only will it likely use these massive weapons to try and retake control of the Fortnite island like it had before we ever arrived, Hope herself will actually be the one to save us, just like the Oracle prophesied. And the images inside of Valeria's book is actually a plan left behind by her grandfather for Hope in order to avoid total destruction. First image and first part of Hope's plan, we all thought was actually depicting the 0 point, but now we know this was actually talking about the orb on the front of Pandora's box, essentially teasing the vision she'd be shown by them in Season 3. But the second image is far and away the most important, being a butterfly. Butterfly itself is representing the butterfly effect, meaning that small changes made in the past could have massive implications on the future, essentially implying that Hope's grandfather was outlining a time travel plan, which makes perfect sense since obviously this event will take us back to Chapter 2, the totally brand new remix version caused by the butterfly effect. And don't worry, coming up next we'll showcase the full remix battle pass. First, you haven't even heard the best part yet, because during the live event, once the Titan finally gets revived and comes back to life, it's already been confirmed that he's gonna go on one of the biggest rampages we've ever seen in Fortnite, where he destroys numerous different points of interest. And on your screen right now, you can see every single location that will be destroyed by the Titan, clearly making our reality uninhabitable and demanding our escape. How we're gonna be escaping the island and how the butterfly effect mentioned in Valeria's book will take place actually comes from the most qualified person in all of Fortnite to save us, being none other than the Paradigm. So obviously she's not just the last remaining member of the Seven, but also has more experience traveling through realities than anyone else. After all, she literally just received the new Reality Warrior style, implying that she's been visiting a ton of realities since she entered the 0 point in Chapter 3. All of this is actually directly connected to the Cuddle Team Leaderhead that appeared on the island a few weeks ago, as well as the full Chapter 3 island that Epic Games re-added to the Fortnite game files. And the leading theory on all of this is since Pandora's box, the thing containing tons of evil and essentially being the thing holding our current reality together, has been completely destroyed and drained of its powers. That means the Fortnite island we're currently on is becoming more and more unstable. Just like back in Chapter 1, when the 0 point, aka the the thing responsible for holding that reality together began to become unstable, it started merging our realities with tons of others, bringing in totally random locations. And the Cuddle Team leaderhead appearing on our island is simply implying the exact same thing. Thankfully for us, the Paradigm is very experienced in saving these doomed realities. She literally did the exact same thing to create the Chapter 4 island, where she took advantage and implemented Midas's Loop Breaker project. Speaking of Midas, he's gonna play an absolutely massive role in Chapter 2 Remix, be an absolutely insane new skin in the Battle Pass that I'll show you in just a second. But before we get to that, obviously, since we're leaving the Chapter 5 reality behind, brand new island will be introduced for the 1-month Chapter 2 Remix is here. And unlike last year, when we got the first installment of Fortnite OG, the map we went back to was literally a perfect one-to-one creation of the Chapter 1 island. This time around, it's gonna be much different. During the first week of the season, map will be exactly the same as it was when Chapter 2 Season 2 originally launched. We'll be able to find the agency in the center, the rig floating in the water, and even the secret Grotto base that's home to Brutus. And as the season continues to progress, each and every single week, Epic Games will add new locations to the island. First map update will happen at the end of the first week. We'll be brought on by a mini version of the Device Live event that happened at the end of Chapter 2 Season 2. And here's where things start to get crazy. You remember how at the very end of the Device Live event, where we got teleported to the Imagined Orders bridge in between the Chapter 2 and Chapter 3 islands, essentially functioned as the Imagined Orders headquarters for a few years, and was even where the character Sloan originated from. Here in Chapter 5, Dr. Sloan's return has been non-stop teased the entire time, both with her image being visible on all of the Underground's monitors, and even with Hope herself, who was shown visions of Sloan through the box's orb. So clearly Epic Games has been planning on bringing Sloan back sometime soon. And obviously with us returning to the Imagined Orders bridge, a very good chance that this could be when we finally meet up with the genius herself. Anyways, after the mini Device Live event takes place, the map will be updated with tons of locations from Chapter 2 Season 3. We already have 100% confirmation that the Shark Point of Interest will be making an appearance, as well as a new version of the Ocean Boss, who will also be included in the Battle Pass I'll showcase in a second, and even the addition of some totally random Chapter 2 locations, the Cappy Hamlet that was included as one of the golden pins set out to content creators. Another surprising thing Epic Games plans on adding isn't really that surprising at all, actually being the return of the Zero Point, which is long overdue because we haven't seen a working version of the Zero Point in Fortnite for the last 2 years. It's obviously the petrified version on the Chapter 4 island doesn't count. The only reason I say that's surprising is because if you remember, the Zero Point was never actually on the Chapter 2 Season 3 island. But it makes perfect sense, since obviously the season is called Chapter 2 Remix, implying that the Zero Point is unstable, causing it to make constant changes to the island. One of these changes is actually going to bring back the famous Butter Barn location that was home to none other than the legend Mancake. It was also a brand new remix skin included in the Battle Pass. But get this, it's not just going to be a new version of Mancake, kind of like we got a new version of Black Knight in the first season of Fortnite OG, but instead, thanks to the adverse effects of traveling through the Zero Point to get to Chapter 2, a totally new version of Mancake, actually being a mashup of both the Mancake skin as well as another Chapter 2 legend known as Ripley vs. Sludge. The whole reason we know this is because Ripley was included as a pin in the boxes sent out to content creators who were actually able to see some syrup dripping off of him. I have no idea why Epic Games decided to mash these two skins together, other than the fact that they're both comprised of weird liquids. With Ripley vs. Sludge, they're made up of slurp juice. Obviously, Mancake is made out of a bunch of pancakes and syrup. Anyways, right now on your screen, you're able to get our very first look at that Battle Pass skin. Boy, oh boy, is it awesome. But you haven't seen anything yet, because an even cooler remix skin that Epic Games made for the Battle Pass is actually a brand new version of Midas's secret agent, Tiantina. Obviously, she was also included as a pin in the box sent out to content creators. Not only will she be present on the Chapter 2 Remix map as a boss, located at the rig just like she was in the original Chapter 2, but Epic Games have actually been teasing this throughout all of Chapter 5 and put so many clues right under our noses. For example, located at the fake rig right off the Chapter 5 island, we've always been able to find Tiantina's welding helmet just resting on this chair, and when Chapter 5 Season 2 released, we were literally able to find and interact with her as an NPC, where she continually teased something huge happening in her future, before she eventually left the island altogether to help Midas with his mission. New version of Tiantina will actually be remixed and combined with Ocean, who, if you don't remember, was a skin in Chapter 2 Season 3, and even a boss located at the Shark. Right now on your screen, you're able to see our very first look at this skin. Boy, oh boy, I think Epic Games did a great job. Because the Fortnite OG seasons only last a month, we only have one more skin that's going to be contained in the new Battle Pass. Don't worry though, because it's far and away the greatest one. It's no secret that obviously Epic Games wasn't going to miss an opportunity to bring back everyone's favorite character, Midas. After all, the first few weeks of Chapter 5 Season 2 were literally dedicated to building that storyline, so we all knew there was a very good chance of receiving a new version of his skin. What we didn't expect was for him to actually be combined and mashed up with Meowscles. This is far and away the most random combination in the brand new Battle Pass. Maybe Epic Games decided to do it because Midas Midas could be seen petting his head during the Season 2 trailer. But even though it seems totally random, I gotta say Epic Games did a great job actually bringing this thing to light. As you can see, it's basically the Midas skin, but on the body of Meow Souls. More and more leaks for Fortnite Chapter 2 Remix continue to come out. I'll make sure to tweet them all out over for you guys over my official Twitter account at HomeAGamesYT. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Have an absolutely incredible rest of your day. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.